You Kardashians, absolutely put the bill to Parliament now. Just strip them.
Well,
just strip them of their titles. I'm done.
Meghan doesn't really care what the British audience thinks of it, but her title and everything she has right now comes from Britain. Pretty much a talentless grifter.
But it's hardly a secret that the palace has already conducted secret meetings with members of the government to discuss putting the plan into action.
What if I told you that Meghan Markle's carefully crafted royal dream, her biggest flex, her ultimate claim to fame, is now dangling by the thinnest thread? Yes, the nightmare she's dreaded for years is clawing right at her doorstep. Whispers are exploding into headlines. King Charles, backed by the House of Lords, is inching closer and closer to approving petitions that could rip her royal titles right out from under her. The once untouchable Duchess of Sussex may soon just be plain old Meghan Markle again. And trust me, the panic behind palace gates and in Meghan's Hollywood mansion is louder than you think.
Growing calls to strip Harry and Meghan of their royal titles. The New York Post is reporting that locals in the UK say enough is enough.
Because let's be real, Meghan, the so-called Duchess of Drama, is reportedly spiraling. Imagine it. This is the same woman who cashed in for years on the royal brand she publicly trashed. The same woman who wrapped herself in the crown's prestige while simultaneously clawing at its very foundations. And now, she's on the brink of losing the only thing that ever gave her worldwide status. Without Duchess of Sussex stamped proudly next to her name, what does she have left? She's just another Hollywood actress who barely made it past mid-tier fame, married into royalty, caused a hurricane of chaos, and then spun her story as victimhood on repeat. And the hypocrisy? Oh, the irony cuts deeper than a diamond tiara.
That you don't call another human being. You are hiding.
Because let's not forget, Meghan built her empire by ripping the royals to shreds. She turned interviews into sob sessions, crafted narratives of suffering, and milked sympathy like it was gold. Yet, despite it all, she clung to those titles like they were her last breath of oxygen. And now, with Charles reportedly signaling his quiet support behind the petitions, and William sharpening the axe for when he takes the throne, Meghan's castle of illusions is crumbling fast.
Meghan has always been a mad, keen player of the victim card.
Harry and Meghan take their audience for fools. They blame everybody.
Now, here's the tea. The House of Lords petitions may not carry real legal power, but that doesn't matter in the world Meghan lives in, because for Meghan, it's never been about law. It's about perception, and perception is now her deadliest enemy. If the public starts calling her plain Meghan Markle again, it won't just be a downgrade, it'll be total annihilation. Her brand, her empire, her carefully cultivated image, all burned to ash.
According to a source, here's the quote, Prince William plans to flex his muscles and wipe his wayward brother Prince Harry and his power-hungry wife Meghan from the history.
And trust me, this meltdown we're seeing, oh, it's only the beginning. The whole storm started with something so small, an online petition buried deep in random political forums. Just a simple call for Meghan Markle to be stripped of her titles. At first, nobody thought it mattered. Nobody thought it had legs. But then, boom, it caught fire. Like gasoline hitting a spark, it spread across royal gossip channels, blew up on Twitter, and flooded YouTube commentary feeds. Suddenly, Meghan's name was trending for all the wrong reasons.
Just wait until Prince William is king. Meghan Markle is going to be humbled very.
Strip Meghan of her titles. Hashtags were flying. Millions jumped on board, tired of her endless complaints and her never-ending Hollywood-style pity tours. And sure, the petition might have been symbolic, toothless even, but it didn't matter. Because Meghan's true fear isn't laws or signatures, it's the roar of public perception. Every tweet, every share, every viral video made the narrative more real. Headlines practically wrote themselves. Public demands, Meghan be stripped of titles. The image she fought so hard to protect? It was slipping through her fingers like sand.
To a report, Prince William plans on stripping both Harry and Meghan of their HRH title.
Then came the twist Meghan never saw coming. The House of Lords itself got pulled into the storm. Whispers started swirling that members of Parliament were entertaining discussions, serious discussions, that maybe, just maybe, the monarchy couldn't afford to keep dragging around Meghan's controversies anymore. This wasn't just online chatter anymore. This was institutional noise. And for Meghan, that wasn't just humiliating, it was catastrophic. Because instead of silencing the frenzy, it made everything louder. Louder headlines, sharper criticisms, harsher labels. Meghan was now painted as a liability, not a duchess, a laughingstock to the world. And the more people fueled those petitions, the weaker her grip on her glittering titles looked. But the cruelest part? The internet smelled blood, and Meghan had no idea how fast that feeding frenzy was about to snowball.
Before you gave up any royal duty, but wanted to have your royal cake and eat it by keeping your title so you could exploit them and make gazillions of dollars in America.
Here's the brutal truth, strip away the noise, and no, King Charles hasn't stormed into Parliament demanding Meghan's titles be erased. No, the House of Lords isn't holding late-night emergency meetings to scrub Duchess of Sussex from history. That's the fiction. But the kicker, the fiction has become more powerful than the facts, and Meghan has no one to blame but herself. Because after years of cashing in while playing the eternal victim, the public is quick, so quick, to believe any headline that paints her as cornered, panicked, and crumbling. The gossip industry knows this. That's why they keep pumping stories that make Meghan look like her downfall is only one royal decree away. And honestly, with how she's spiraling, fiction might just become reality sooner than she thinks. And here's the reality check Meghan cannot outrun. These petitions may be toothless, but perception is lethal. It doesn't matter that the House of Lords has no claws in this fight. What matters is that millions of people want to believe Meghan's reign as Duchess is circling the drain. Every time she pops up with another Netflix deal, another pity-packed podcast, or a conveniently timed sob story, the public rolls its eyes. And the more she scrambles, the more this fiction hardens into reality. Meghan is now trapped in her own PR disaster where perception outweighs truth. And the real danger? It's not hashtags, it's not online chatter, it's Prince William, because once he wears that crown, the gloves come off. Let's rewind. Remember the Sandringham Agreement? That deal already banned Meghan and Harry from using HRH after they bolted from royal duties. That should have been the end of it. But Meghan? She couldn't resist. She sprinkled those royal letters on branded gift baskets, on products, on signatures, like confetti. It was as if she couldn't let go of the crown she spit on. That arrogance, that sense of entitlement, is exactly what has royal insiders boiling. Because Meghan agreed to walk away, yet still tried to squeeze every last drop of glamour from the titles she publicly trashed. And here's the difference between Charles and William. Charles plays diplomat. He smiles, he softens, he takes the quiet road. William, he's ruthless. He doesn't see Meghan as family. He sees her as a liability. And when his time comes, Meghan's royal safety net will vanish in a snap. No more Her Royal Highness. No more regal stamp of approval. Just Meghan Markle, the Hollywood actress with a forgettable resume and a knack for chaos. And believe me, Meghan knows it. That's why these petitions sting so badly. Because they're not just noise. They're a preview of what William might actually do when the crown sits on his head. Let's strip away the sparkle for a second. Meghan Markle's titles are the only thing separating her from total irrelevance. Without Duchess of Sussex stamped on every article, podcast, and Netflix pitch, she's exposed. She's just Meghan Markle, a mid-tier actress with a shaky resume. The titles are her golden ticket. They're her shortcut into rooms she'd never enter otherwise. They're the shiny varnish that turns her from failed TV star into global figure. That's why she clings to them like oxygen. Every brand deal, every red carpet invite, every headline depends on those two little words, Duchess Meghan. Take them away and she's just another celebrity scrambling for relevance. And that's what terrifies her most, because Meghan knows the empire she built is nothing but a house of cards. Lose the royal veneer and the whole thing collapses. All those carefully stacked bricks of PR, interviews, podcasts, and Netflix specials, gone. She becomes just another Hollywood face trying to stretch her 15 minutes of fame into a career. And let's be blunt, the public isn't fooled. They see the hypocrisy. They see the entitlement. They see a woman who trashed the crown but clings desperately to the crown's prestige. And the cruelest part? Nobody in the palace seems willing to stop the collapse. Behind those palace walls, silence isn't weakness. It's strategy. Charles smiles politely in public, but insiders know. He's obsessed with protecting the monarchy's image. And Meghan's constant controversies are dead weight. Every time she opens her mouth, the institution takes another hit. But Charles is subtle. He prefers quiet pressure, not public execution. The one Meghan really needs to fear is William. Cold, calculated, strategic. William doesn't see Meghan as a sister-in-law. He sees her as a parasite, draining the monarchy's credibility. And for him, cutting her loose isn't personal, it's survival. The monarchy has survived abdications, divorces, scandals. But Meghan's circus? It's different. It's toxic. For William, removing her titles isn't cruelty, it's cleansing. And while Meghan spirals at petitions and hashtags, the real danger is happening behind closed doors. Quiet conversations in gilded rooms. Conversations about protecting the crown by erasing her influence entirely. And guess what? She's not invited to those talks. She never will be. That's the cruel truth. While Meghan screams for attention with interviews, staged photo ops, and carefully leaked stories, the royals wait. They wait for the perfect moment to strike, when one decisive move can erase her relevance. And in the meantime, Meghan, ironically, is feeding the very machine that's destroying her. Because here's the thing, the gossip industry doesn't need facts. Meghan is scandal on tap. A single whisper about petitions or punishments becomes a headline splashed across screens worldwide. Why? Because Meghan guarantees clicks. Whether people laugh at her, roast her, or cheer for her downfall, she's content. YouTube thrives on dissecting her every move. Facebook videos rake in millions mocking her meltdowns. Tabloids cash in on her desperation. And here's the sting. Meghan can't win. Every time she tries to clap back, she hands the media fresh content. Every denial, every rebuttal, every sob story, it just fuels another cycle. The more she pushes back, the more frantic and unhinged she looks. And that's exactly the narrative people believe. For the press, Meghan Markle is the gift that keeps on giving. She's a headline factory. She's a scandal that never runs dry. She may see herself as the victim of lies, but the public, they see entertainment. They see chaos. They see a duchess turned reality TV character stumbling from drama to drama. And the media won't stop. Why would they? Every meltdown, every spiral pays their bills. Behind the staged photo shoots and forced smiles, Meghan's world is cracking under pressure. Insiders whisper that every new headline about losing her titles sends her into panic mode, storming around halls, pacing, firing off angry calls to PR teams scrambling to control the damage. But the truth? The chaos is too big to contain. Think about it. This is the same woman who once bragged about rewriting royal rules. And now, she looks like a cornered actress watching her final role slip through her fingers. And poor Harry, stuck in the middle. He's torn between defending Meghan's pride and facing the reality that his family has had enough. Behind closed doors, insiders whisper of shouting matches, frantic midnight plans, Meghan spinning every rumor into a personal attack, like the entire monarchy wakes up every morning plotting her downfall. But the brutal truth? The palace doesn't even have to try. Meghan's paranoia is doing the work for them. Instead of projecting power, she's projecting desperation. And the public is eating it up. What should be a dignified silence has turned into a public spiral that makes Meghan look weak, unhinged, and completely out of her depth. And if she keeps this spiral going, she won't need the House of Lords or Charles or William to strip her of anything. She'll strip herself, one meltdown at a time. Because this saga, it's not just about titles anymore. It's about legacy. It's about survival. And Meghan's legacy is slipping away like quicksand. To the public, she's no longer a duchess. She's a reality TV villain, a rebel who thought she could outsmart centuries of tradition with tear-filled interviews and dramatic sound bites. But in doing so, she's positioned herself as the weakest link in the royal chain. And the crown never tolerates weak links. William's future reign depends on proving he can protect the monarchy from parasites. And Meghan is Exhibit A. Stripping her of titles wouldn't just cut her down. It would send a message to anyone else daring to exploit the crown for fame and fortune. Meghan isn't seen as family anymore. She's seen as a cautionary tale, a meme, a scandal wrapped in entitlement. Her titles are dangling by a single thread, and when it snaps, she won't just lose her duchess status. She'll lose the illusion that she mattered in the first place. And when that happens, the royal machine will move on without her, swiftly, brutally, decisively.